What if everything you thought you knew about the zodiac was missing one sign? What if between Scorpio's intensity and Sagittarius's freedom, there was another energy hiding in plain sight? A sign connected to healing, mystery, transformation, forbidden knowledge, and spiritual power. That sign is Ophiuchus, the so-called 13th zodiac sign. Some people call it the forgotten sign. Some call it the serpent bearer. Some say it changes the whole zodiac calendar. But is Ophiuchus really a zodiac sign? What does it mean? And if you were born under it, does that make you something different? Today, we're breaking down everything you need to know about Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus is a constellation located along the path of the sun. Its name comes from Greek and means serpent bearer. In mythology, Ophiuchus is often connected to Asclepius, a legendary healer who was so powerful that he could supposedly bring people back from the dead. And that right there tells you a lot about this sign's energy. Ophiuchus is not just about personality. It's about healing wounds, facing darkness, learning hidden truths, and transforming pain into power. This is why people often describe Ophiuchus as a mix between Scorpio and Sagittarius. It has Scorpio's depth, mystery, and emotional intensity, but it also carries Sagittarius's search for wisdom, truth, and expansion. Now here's where things get interesting. In traditional Western astrology, there are 12 zodiac signs. These signs are based on a symbolic system divided into 12 equal sections of the sky. That system does not officially include Ophiuchus as a zodiac sign, but astronomically the sun does pass through the constellation Ophiuchus. That's why some people say there should be a 13th sign. So basically there are two ways to look at it. Astronomy says, yes, Ophiuchus is on the sun's path. Traditional astrology says that does not automatically make it part of the zodiac system we use. So is Ophiuchus real? Yes, as a constellation. Is it officially part of mainstream Western astrology? Not usually. But spiritually and symbolically, Ophiuchus has become a powerful archetype for people who feel different, misunderstood, or drawn to transformation. The most commonly used dates for Ophiuchus are November 29th through December 17th. That means Ophiuchus sits between Scorpio and Sagittarius. So if your birthday falls between those dates, some 13-sign zodiac systems would consider you an Ophiuchus. But remember, this depends on the system you're using. In traditional astrology, those dates are still usually considered Sagittarius season. But in the Ophiuchus system, this period becomes something totally unique. It's not fully Scorpio. It's not fully Sagittarius. It's the bridge between the underworld and the open sky. So what is the personality of Ophiuchus? Ophiuchus is often described as magnetic, intense, wise, curious, rebellious, and deeply transformative. These are people who don't just accept surface-level answers. They want to know why. Why do people act the way they do? Why does pain shape us? Why do some people rise after being broken? Why are certain truths hidden? Ophiuchus energy is drawn to mystery. They may be interested in psychology, spirituality, healing, astrology, science, medicine, ancient history, conspiracy theories, or anything that feels deeper than ordinary life. They are often natural healers, but not always in a soft and gentle way. Sometimes Ophiuchus heals by exposing the truth. Sometimes they help people transform by forcing them to face what they've been avoiding. One of Ophiuchus's biggest strengths is resilience. These are people who can go through heavy situations and still come back stronger. They are not afraid of transformation because in many ways, transformation is their path. Another strength is their intelligence. Ophiuchus energy is deeply curious. These people may constantly research, study, observe, and question. They don't want easy answers. They want the real answer. Ophiuchus can also be very charismatic. There's something about them that feels mysterious, almost hypnotic. People may not always understand them, but they notice them. And finally, Ophiuchus has healing power. Not always in the traditional sense, but in the sense that they can help others see their own truth. They can walk into chaos and somehow understand what is really going on underneath. But every sign has a shadow side. And Ophiuchus is no different. Because this energy is so intense, Ophiuchus can sometimes become secretive, guarded, or suspicious. They may feel like other people don't understand them, which can make them isolate themselves. They can also become obsessed with truth to the point where they don't know when to let something go. If they feel betrayed, they may not forget easily. And because Ophiuchus carries both healing and power, the shadow side can become controlling. They may think they know what's best for everyone. They may try to fix people who didn't ask to be fixed. Or they may use their ability to read people as a weapon instead of a gift. The lesson for Ophiuchus is this: just because you can see deeper than others does not mean you have to carry everyone's darkness. In love, Ophiuchus is passionate, loyal, intense, and complex. They are not usually interested in shallow connections. They want chemistry. They want truth. They want emotional depth. They want someone who can handle their mystery without trying to control it. Ophiuchus may be hard to fully figure out. One moment they can be warm, open, and deeply affectionate. The next moment they may pull back because they need space to process their emotions. They are attracted to people who are honest, intelligent, confident, and emotionally brave. But they can struggle with trust. Once Ophiuchus has been hurt, they may test people without even realizing it. Their love can feel healing, powerful, and unforgettable, but only when they learn to let someone in without turning the relationship into a mystery to solve. Ophiuchus energy is often drawn to careers that involve discovery, transformation, healing, or influence. They may thrive in fields like medicine, psychology, therapy, research, science, astrology, spirituality, investigation, education, writing, coaching, or creative arts. They are not usually satisfied doing something that feels meaningless. They need purpose. They need to feel like their work matters. Ophiuchus may also be drawn to entrepreneurship because they don't always like being controlled by traditional systems. They can be visionaries, but they need discipline. Their challenge is learning how to turn deep insight into real-world structure. Because having powerful ideas is one thing. Building something from them is another. When it comes to compatibility, Ophiuchus often connects well with signs that can handle intensity and growth. They may vibe with Scorpio, because Scorpio understands emotional depth and transformation. They may connect with Sagittarius, because Sagittarius shares their hunger for truth, wisdom, and freedom. They may also work well with Pisces, because Pisces understands spiritual depth and emotional complexity. Aquarius can intrigue Ophiuchus with originality and unconventional thinking. And Capricorn can help ground Ophiuchus's big ideas into something real. But the truth is, Ophiuchus needs someone who is not afraid of evolution. Because loving an Ophiuchus means loving someone who is always shedding old skin. So, what is Ophiuchus really? Ophiuchus is the healer, the truth seeker, the serpent bearer, the one who walks between darkness and wisdom. It represents transformation, hidden knowledge, spiritual power, and the ability to rise after being broken. Whether you consider Ophiuchus an official zodiac sign or not, its symbolism is powerful. Because Ophiuchus reminds us that identity is not always simple. Sometimes you are not just one thing. Sometimes you are the bridge between two worlds. Part Scorpio, part Sagittarius, part mystery, and completely unforgettable. Do you think Ophiuchus should be considered the 13th zodiac sign? And if your birthday falls between November 29th and December 17th, do you feel more like an Ophiuchus or a Sagittarius? Because the stars may guide us, but the hidden signs reveal what we were never meant to ignore.